Welcome to RE Uncut. Our daily shows are supported by Printforce, Shore Agents, Rockend and CoreLogic.
Hello and welcome to the show. Well, this week I'm delighted to say that our special guest is Amber Werchon from Amber Werchon Property. No stranger to us, but certainly someone I'm very keen to talk to about what's happening in her business, what's happening in her life. Amber will join me in just a moment. We're going to find out what keeps Amber awake at night. Back in a moment.
Your business card is a vital selling tool and a constant visual reminder of who you are, what you do, and more importantly, how you can be contacted. Introducing our new Velvet business cards, featuring a luxurious premium laminate that has a velvet texture and is soft to the touch. Printed on a resilient 450 GSM card, these cards can be printed with a range of spot gloss and foiling options to give your office that prestigious look.
Amber Werchon, my guest. Amber, lovely to be talking to you again. I love your backdrop too, by the way. Is that real?
It's a real wallpaper in our boardroom. Yes.
How good is that?
Banana leaves.
Yeah, no, wonderful. And of course, Amber Werchon from the Sunshine Coast on Queensland. How's the market faring there, Amber?
Look, in the last week or so, it's been a lot better than expected. Obviously, with COVID, it's been a little bit unpredictable, and as soon as it really hit the peak of all the changes and the restrictions, we had a quiet week, but thankfully it was only a quiet week, so let's hope it's not a quiet month and ongoing to come.
Yeah, well, my first question on the topic for today was what keeps you awake at night, and how did you fare in a business sense leading into COVID? Was that something that worried you because you didn't know what was going to happen?
I definitely think that the unknown of that had me thinking a lot more than normal. So nothing keeps me awake at night. I think for me, it's what stops me from going back to sleep at 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning.
Oh, interesting. That's not the kids, is it? Is that more
well,
business?
It can be the 18-month-old, yes. And then the brain starts going because I'm awake anyway. But during when all those changes were happening, I couldn't help but think and plan and run, and I would get up very early some of those mornings, 3 a.m, just to sort of start nutting it out, to be honest.
Yeah, because some of the 3 a.m. wake-ups that I have, and you're right, it's not a matter of, it's what you start to think about, and things always seem a lot worse in the middle of the night than what they are when you wake up in the morning. That's what I find anyway.
Yeah, I just find when and it's not even that I'm necessarily stressed about something, it's just when you're running during the day between appointments, calls, emails, and then children, I just don't think you sometimes have the time and space to think, which you sometimes get when you're in bed laying there, which is really sad.
Some would say get a life, Kevin. So what would be your advice to someone who is, because there's got to be a lot of people very concerned about their businesses right now, Amber. What would be your advice to them?
Yeah, good question. I know for me, because there's two ways you can go with this. You can take a back step and just kind of see what happens. That's not my nature. My nature is to go full throttle and overcome it somehow. So at these kind of times, and I think I did this in the GFC from memory as well, I just worked harder and changed and adapted in order to still do well in the changing times.
Yeah, because you must get a lot of stimulus from your family too. I mean, you've got a very successful family background. Do you draw on that experience?
Yeah, my father is a property investor, but probably a little bit old school. And my late uncle, sadly, no longer with us, so I don't have the chance to draw on his knowledge. But I've always got people around me, whether they're in or out of the business, and consultants and other people who I do, trust their advice during these times.
What about staff? Let's talk about them, because it's a troubling time for them as well. What are you communicating to them right now?
I think it's just a head down, bum up, and it's not forever, but we all just kind of need to knuckle down and just get through it at the moment. It's not, to be honest, this is probably the part that I've found the most challenging. It's not the same bubbly vibe that I am used to, but that's general. That's not just within the office, that's within society at the moment. I'm finding that there's this change or this dullness, but to make it even more challenging within an office environment, like I've literally isolated everyone and split the teams up over multiple levels in case someone got it, so that it didn't then mean that half the team had to be isolated at the same time as the other half, so we could keep the office running. And I've just kind of been thinking about what ifs in every scenario.
Yeah, because the impacts from outside, it can be quite devastating, at least if you've got the team and they're all together and there's something happening that you can talk to them about face to face. But when everyone is remote like this and they're picking up their own bits of information, it sort of adds another layer of complexity to the amount of communication you have to have with the member.
And there has been more, because we've obviously got some people working from home, etc. So there's probably been more, obviously, emails. There's been more Zoom meetings than I've obviously ever done. So we have been, having to change to suit. Some of that's not a bad thing. I actually think that there is some good that comes out of this. I always have a way of finding the good in every scenario.
Yeah, very important to do that too. Amber Werchon will be back with me again tomorrow. We'll continue to talk more about Amber's development of the business. Amber, thanks for your time, and we'll look forward to talking to you tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you.
The daily RE Uncut shows are supported by Printforce, Shore Agents, Rock End and CoreLogic. RE Uncut is one of the anchor shows at retplus.com, the home of property.